it's Ariane. I hope you're excited as I am to go to the next Canadian Imaging, furthermore with the Will Prentice workshop. I'm such a fan of lighting, so I can't wait to see what he has in store for us. So, salut gang, j'espère que vous avez aussi hâte que moi d'aller à la conférence cette année qui a lieu à Saskatoon. Moi qui est une fan d'éclairage, j'ai tellement hâte à l'atelier de Will Prentice sur l'éclairage avancé. J'ai vraiment hâte de voir tout ce qu'il va nous montrer.
I know there's a lot of interest among photographers to learn all about light shaping tools, modifiers available for studio work, especially for product and portraiture. Beyond the softbox, mastering unique light shapers, which will be presented by Will Prentice, seems to be an advanced hands-on workshop. Could you say a word or two about Will and who the workshop is for, Mike?
I certainly can. Yeah, this is nice that Will offered to do a workshop for us. And basically, I'm going to start like this. If you've attended Canadian Imaging Conference in the past, you've likely met Will. He manages Amplis, contributes to Photo News magazine. He's the host of Photo News TV and runs his own business as well called Captura Photography. At Canadian Imaging 2026, Will is going to lead a workshop on mastering light with both professional and homemade tools, teaching us a technique on how to sculpt light, highlight our details, and enhance the images of people and products. This is a must-attend workshop, and I can't wait to see what Will brings to the table.
Oh, nice. I like that. Do-it-yourself tools.
Yeah, totally.
Will Prentice is an award-winning portrait photographer who has been capturing life's most precious moments and exciting events for more than 20 years. A recognized portrait artist, Will brings an enthusiastic and fun-loving attitude to every photo session and truly puts focus on the subject. He's leading a hands-on workshop at Canadian Imaging 2026, where he will teach attendees how to use studio lights and innovative modifiers to sculpt light with precision, highlight details, and create atmosphere that elevates both people and products. Will, I'm thrilled to chat with you today. Why don't you, in your own words, introduce yourself and talk about the journey that brought you to where you are today?
Thanks, Manpreet. So my journey started almost 35 years ago, and I like to call myself a troubleshooter more than anything else because I'm usually handed a task and told to solve it, not how to solve it, but this is what we want the outcome to be. And one of my first employers out of college gave me a glass sculpture and told me to photograph it. That was the entire thing. And this was back before digital. So I had to get my film camera, and then if you photograph glass, you know how difficult it can be with reflections and being able to see through it, of course. So I had to use whatever was available to me, which at the time was essentially hot lights. I used flashlights, mirrors, foam core, anything, well, pieces of paper even, anything I could find to illuminate this glass sculpture. And once that was done, he said, well, that looks great. Here's some more stuff. So he gave me watches and rings, and I worked for an automotive supplier. So we had all kinds of trinkets and trash, we call it in the industry. But that was where I got my start. And then I moved into high volume portrait photography after that and spent 10 years as a eventually moving into the photo manager position, teaching photographers. And that's where I found my real passion was in sharing my knowledge with others. I had found that the photography industry was very closed. When I was looking for ways to do things, I would reach out to other people and they wouldn't tell me how they had done that. I'd find a photographer I admired and ask them how they created that image, and it was crickets. So that was one thing I promised I wouldn't do. I've been a youth sports coach most of my life as well, so I was always into that teaching and helping others grow aspect, and I've carried that on through my role with Amplis, and so that's where my journey has progressed. I've done my 10,000 hours of product photography, my 10,000 plus hours of people photography. So what I shoot depends on now more of my mood. If I really don't like people, then I'll go to products and landscape and wildlife. And if I'm back interested in people again, then I'll take on some portrait clients.
Yeah, even I started my career in studio photography and products and lighting difficult objects. And I found that translates into almost every genre. Once you master the lighting, I think even landscape, wildlife, people, any genre you take it helps understand light there. Did you feel the same way?
Absolutely, because light is the most important thing to our images. Without light, you've got no image. Okay. And the techniques that apply to portrait photography apply to product and vice versa. And I find, especially with a lot of portrait photographers, they get really caught up in their favorites. And I'm guilty of this too. I love a 4-foot octabox for portrait photography. So my goal over the past few years has been to push myself away from using just a softbox or pointing a softbox directly at me, because there are other ways to use them. So it's getting portrait photographers out of their comfort zone, and again, product photographers are sometimes the same way. We all have our favorite setups because we know it works. Yeah. So it's reliable, but sometimes you've got to get that little push. And
True. Now, this workshop that you're doing, tell our listeners what it's going to be about. Give us a little teaser as to how we're going to, what they'll experience at the workshop.
Well, first off, it will be hands-on, so make sure you bring your camera. I will have triggers for my lights, so you'll be able to use the same lighting, same light shapers, everything that I'm using. But we'll start off, I'll show you the softboxes and what everybody seems to be doing, but then we're going to migrate from that. We're going to use softboxes a little bit differently. Then we're going to get into hard reflectors and some of the other specialized light shapers out there, because softbox, it is what it says it is, but we like to call them light shapers because we're really shaping light on our subjects. So that's what I'm going to be teaching, is how to shape light and control it, and how you can problem solve your own issues.
Nice. And would this be on products as well as people?
I believe for the workshop we're going to have models, but the same techniques apply either way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And now, will this workshop mainly benefit, let's say, an upcoming photographer, or what about a seasoned pro?
I think both new photographers and seasoned photographers will get something from this. One thing that I've learned is you never stop learning. It doesn't matter how much you know. And I've been lucky enough to work with some really incredible photographers over the years and to learn from them. And I know a lot of seasoned pros get stuck on their softbox and that's it. So we're going to, kicking, screaming, we're going to drag them away from that softbox.
Right, and yank them away.
Yep.
Now, if there is somebody who's like wondering whether attending this workshop would be worth it for them, what would you tell them? How would you tell them how would it benefit them?
Well, they're going to learn a lot. We're going to have a lot of fun. And that's the biggest thing is learning. It's going to be about 2.5 to 3 hours, and it's going to be hands-on. So it's not just having a talking head at the front of the room telling you what you should do. You're actually going to get to apply it yourself, and you can bring your personal, I don't want to say problems, but your own examples. And then I can help you navigate through that to get you thinking, because it's not just about teaching you how to use this stuff, but it's also to help change your thinking processes so that you can apply it to your own work when you get back home.
I, for one, am really looking forward to meeting you in person. I know we met many, many years back when you visited BizTech, but this time it's going to be a totally different experience. So thank you for agreeing to do the workshop, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing you again, and everybody else from PPOC. It's been almost a year, so
yeah,
time to get back together and collaborate.
Absolutely.